My wife's dad, the boss, fired me after I interviewed with other companies, even though he had denied me a raise for 5 consecutive years. I consider this disloyal, he said, revoking my building access on the spot. I smiled, wished him well, and left without causing a scene. You know that feeling when you walk into a room and something's just off? Yeah, that's exactly what hit me the second I stepped into Raymond Ellis's corner office that Tuesday morning. The guy's got this massive mahogany desk that probably cost more than my car, floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking downtown, and enough leather-bound books to make you think he actually reads something other than golf magazines. But today, something was different. The usual fake smile was nowhere to be found. My name's Logan Rivers. I've been busting my ass at Gray Point Strategies for 5 solid years. Senior analyst, they called me, though honestly, I was doing way more than analyzing anything. I was the guy who stayed until 9 p.m., fixing other people's screw-ups. The one who smoothed over angry clients, brought in more revenue than half the so-called VPs combined. And Raymond Ellis? He's my father-in-law, Claire's dad. The CEO who dangled that promotion carrot in front of me like I was some kind of corporate donkey. Sit down, Logan, he said. Man, his voice had this edge that made my stomach drop. No, good morning? No, how's Claire? Just straight to business, and not the good kind. I settled into that uncomfortable chair across from his desk. You know the type, designed to make you feel small while the big shot looms over you from his throne. Raymond was shuffling papers, taking his sweet time, probably trying to build up the drama. Classic power move. I'd seen him pull this routine with suppliers and junior staff, but never with me. We were family, or at least I thought we were. I got an interesting phone call yesterday, he finally said, still not looking up. From Marcus Webb at Hartfield and Associates. My blood went cold. Marcus was the hiring manager I'd met with the week before. The interview I thought I'd kept under wraps. Is that so? I managed to keep my voice steady, but inside, I was connecting the dots. This town's business community is smaller than people think, and gossip travels faster than wildfire. Raymond finally looked up, those cold gray eyes of his, the same ones Claire inherited, though hers have warmth, staring right through me. He mentioned you interviewed for their senior director position. Funny thing is, you never mentioned anything to me about being unhappy here. Here we go, the loyalty lecture. But I wasn't a fresh college grad anymore. I was 32, had a mortgage, and was tired of being passed over while less qualified guys got promoted. I wasn't aware I needed permission to explore my options, I said, keeping it professional even though part of me wanted to remind him about the 5 times he'd denied my raise requests. The last one just 3 weeks ago, with the same tired excuse about tightening our belts, while he was showing off photos of his new boat to anyone who'd listen. Raymond leaned back in his chair. After everything this company has done for you, after I personally vouched for you when you were just some guy dating my daughter, that stung, and he knew it would. Yeah, I'd started at Gray Point as Claire's boyfriend, but I'd earned my place here, every late night, every saved client, every innovative strategy. That was all me. I've given this company 5 years of my life, I said, my voice getting tight. I've exceeded every metric, brought in millions, mentored half the junior staff. And what do I have to show for it? You have a steady job, good benefits, and the same salary I started with. Adjusted for inflation, I'm making less now than when I began. Raymond's jaw tightened. In his world, loyalty meant shutting up and accepting whatever scraps he threw your way. I consider this disloyal, he said. Those 5 words hit me like a punch to the gut, not because they hurt, but because they were so perfectly Raymond. Everything was about loyalty with him, never about fairness or respect, or actually taking care of the people who made his company run. Disloyal? I repeated, tasting the word. Is it disloyal to want to be compensated fairly for my work? To seek opportunities for growth when those opportunities don't exist here? But Raymond was already reaching for his phone. Security? Yeah, I need someone up here to escort Logan Rivers out of the building. He hung up and opened his desk drawer, pulling out a manila envelope. Your final paycheck is being processed. You can pick up your personal items under supervision. Just like that. 5 years gone. No discussion, no negotiation, no chance to explain or defend myself. He slid my building access card across that massive desk. Your building access ends now. You know what the crazy part was? I felt relieved, like a weight I didn't even know I was carrying had just been lifted off my shoulders. All those nights I'd gone home frustrated, all those fake smiles. In meetings while Raymond praised everyone except the guy actually doing the work. I stood up, straightened my tie, and did something that surprised us both. I smiled. Not a fake corporate smile, a real one. The kind of smile you get when you realize you don't have to pretend anymore. Well, Raymond, I said, using his first name for the first time in years, thank you for everything. I learned a lot here. I wish you and Gray Point all the best. His eyebrows shot up. He probably expected me to argue, to beg. But why would I? The man just showed me exactly what he thought of 5 years of dedication. Security showed up. 2 guys I actually knew pretty well from all those late nights. They looked embarrassed as hell, which made me feel a little better. Take your time cleaning out your desk, one of them said quietly as we walked to the elevator. No rush. The ride down felt like the longest and shortest elevator trip of my life. My desk was right where I'd left it that morning, covered with the usual chaos, reports, files, and those little touches that make a workspace feel like home. The framed photo of Claire and me from our honeymoon, the little cactus she bought me as a joke, my coffee mug, world's okayest analyst. As I packed everything into the cardboard box, I couldn't help but think about all the moments that had led to this. You ever notice how your whole life can fit into a cardboard box when push comes to shove? Standing in the parking garage, I stared at this beat-up banker's box holding everything I accumulated over 5 years. The weight wasn't physical, it was everything it represented. 5 years, 60 months, God knows how many late nights, weekends, and quick calls that turned into hour-long problem-solving sessions. Apparently, all of it fit into a space smaller than a microwave box. I popped my trunk, set the box inside, and slammed it shut. Maybe a little harder than necessary. Before I got in the car, I took one last look up at the Gray Point building. 47 floors of steel and glass. I used to feel proud walking into that lobby every morning. Now it just looked like what it was, a big, expensive box where rich guys got richer while the rest of us did the actual work. My phone started buzzing before I even got out of the parking garage. Claire's ringtone. The Bruno Mars song she programmed in because it reminded her of our first dance. Today, it made my stomach clench. I hit the Bluetooth button. Hey, babe. Logan, Ray just called me. He said you resigned. What happened? Are you okay? Of course, Raymond had called her first. Classic move. He fired me, I said, trying to keep my voice steady. Silence on the other end. Then a shaky breath. What? But why? What did you do? I took an interview, last week, with Hartfield and Associates. Word got back to your dad and he decided that was grounds for immediate termination. She was struggling with this, trying to make sense of it. Claire had always been caught in the middle between me and her father. You didn't even get the raise? No. 5 years of being told I was valuable while being treated like I was replaceable. Another long pause. I could picture her, sitting at her desk, probably staring out the window, trying to process what this meant for us. I can't believe he did this, she whispered. Logan, I'm so sorry. That's when it hit me, the real weight of what happened. It wasn't just about losing my job. It was about the complete destruction of the professional identity I'd spent 5 years building. The drive home felt longer than usual, even though I was making better time. Every red light gave me more time to think, and thinking was the last thing I wanted to do. But then I'd remember Raymond's face when he said the word disloyal. The cold dismissal in his voice. The way he slid my ID card across the desk like I was nothing more than a security risk. By the time I pulled into our driveway, I'd made a decision. I wasn't going to let this break me. Yeah, getting fired sucked. Yeah, it was insulting. But maybe, just maybe, this was exactly the kick in the ass I needed. Once I got inside the house, I went straight to my home office and opened the file cabinet labeled career stuff. Buried underneath tax documents was a manila folder, raises denied, in my own handwriting. You know how some people keep photo albums? Well, this was my scrapbook of professional disappointment. Year after year, the same song. Glowing performance reviews, modest raise requests, rejection letters, citing market conditions, budget constraints, salary freeze, all while Raymond was buying yachts and posting about company profits. 5 years of patience, and the only thing that had risen was Raymond's bank account and his sense of entitlement. My phone buzzed. A text from Jared Martinez, one of the few people at Gray Point who always shot straight with me. Man, the